morning. My name is Bil Watson, and I'm with BrighterImageLab.com. And I appreciate everybody that's come today. I also want to take a few seconds to thank everybody for visiting from the webinar. We've got people who are looking online, not just nationally, but internationally. For those who don't know me, we're a company called Brighter Image Lab, and we've been in business since 1997. The mass majority of the people that were responding to our ads were telling us to help them clean their teeth. The #1 preventable disease in the country is tooth decay. Everybody knows somebody who's got a tooth that needs pulled, or their tooth hurts them, or their gums are swollen, or they bleed when they brush. We understand people are people. We know that people smoke. We know they drink. We know they have wine. We know they have beverages, and we know that they're active. What they don't know is that what they're doing to maintain their smile, their oral care, is not enough. Tooth decay is the #1 disease in the world. It's a preventable disease, and it's the most rampant disease that we have. When we started looking at how incredibly easy it is to solve this problem, we couldn't understand it. I couldn't imagine why it was given to us to be the first one to bring out professional teeth cleaning. Why is it that if you live in a suburb, you actually live in a suburb, and you open up a Valpak every Friday or Monday, and it's got the alarms, and it's got the sprinklers, and it's got the lawn care, and it's got the dry cleaners, and it's got the pizzas, and then it's got the dentistry, and all the dentists is free teeth whitening. Everybody wants to do free teeth whitening. Why don't they do free teeth cleaning? And why is it available to more people? They can talk about the percentages and the people who suffer from decay. The bad thing is that those numbers double if you're a minority. And those were some of the numbers that stood out really big to us. We've seen it real big in the smile makeover business. Is why is it that whatever the numbers are, if I'm a minority, I have twice the probability of those numbers affecting me. In other words, I have 100% more likely. Whatever bad you can put on the screen, I'm twice as affected by it if I'm a minority. And it's almost as well as if they came out and said, don't tell them what you want to tell them, but if they don't live in these certain zip codes, if they don't live in these suburbs, if they're not three miles from a cosmetic dentist, there's a high probability that those numbers are going to double them anyway. We know who our market is. We know who buys online, and we know what the market responds to. We've just been doing it. We've been doing it for almost 20 years. So we knew that we were onto something. We started off with something that we already knew was great. We started with the bleaching gel, and it took more, and then it took more, and it took more. And then once we looked at what it was going to take to actually accomplish what we were trying to achieve, we were there, and we said, what are we going to name it? Where does it come from? How do we define it? And how do we get started? And we decided at the time that if we were going to do it, we had to do something we can stay consistent with, that we believed in. So we came out with the name called BILISTIC. And one of the things I'm hoping you'll do is when we're done, I'm hoping you'll understand why we chose the name BILISTIC. Today we have 5 new products that we want to introduce to the world. We wanted to be able to get people's teeth cleaned for $71 per arch, and we wanted to offer the free teeth bleaching. And the reason being is if we can get them to commit, if you clean your teeth properly, if you clean them with the right ingredients and you do it perfectly, if you do it right and you stick to the regimen and you follow it and you let it be successful, guys, teeth cleaning will brighten your teeth brighter, whiter than you've ever had them in your life, and you won't be as concerned about whether they're ultra bright. They're super bright. When we knew that we can clean teeth, we go, well, how do we make it affordable? If it's going to be more expensive, because you got to realize, every expert that we talked to told us we would never make it in the teeth whitening business. Today, I think we've done it better than anybody. But at the time, it was tough. The measurements are too close. The standards are too high. And we said, we're going to do it. And next thing you know, the clients support us better than anybody. But at the time, it was tough. So we're very warning when they said, listen, you did the teeth whitening, and then you made these veneers, and you've done wonderful at that. But you need to stop now, because what you're working on, when you start offering $71 teeth cleaning, you're going to be in trouble. That's going to be a big deal. And they said, Bill, it's just too big. You got to calm down. They're not going to let you show people how to clean their teeth. And we said, I think they will. But what we had to do, what I want to show you now, is how we decided to do it. Our convictions were so strong that we knew if we can come out with $71 teeth cleaning, and offer free teeth bleaching, then we would get a response, and we think that we would start in the middle, and it would bleed over. A single mom can do it. Parents can do it. Aunts and uncles can do it. Cousins can do it. Family and friends can do it. It's something they can share. And it'll help. It's a makeup of three different processes that we think will absolutely change the industry for the masses. So now when someone thinks about giving a gift or doing expenditure time, or what is it that on their list of wants, they can go, you know, you haven't had your teeth cleaned in a while, why don't you try this stuff? Because if you do that, not only will your teeth be clean, but they're going to bleach them for you for free. And you'll go, and it goes on and on from there. I wanted to tell you that one of the things that upset us is we really didn't want it to be where it was easier for you to. In the suburbs, it is actually easier for me to wake up in the morning and call someone to clean my dog's teeth. I can call them at 10, they'll be there at 2, and my dog will be happy by the time I get home with clean teeth. I love my dog. This is my dog, Gemma, and she's twice as big as that now. But it's actually easier for me to get my dog's teeth clean than it is for any of us to have an appointment with the doctor. And there's a problem with that. Not only that, but the average here is between $80 and $90. Why is it that to get your teeth cleaned could be up to $300? Even if you have insurance, it's expensive. But guess what? Even people who have insurance aren't getting it done. And the reason being is because of all the things it takes to get it scheduled. It's just, forget the fact that it was expensive. Just the fact that you have to see a dentist to get it done is keeping people from taking off and having it done. And I don't think there's anybody who'll say, you know, I really should have had my teeth cleaned less. Think about it. They're asking you to clean your teeth for 2 minutes a day. And if you're really zealous, you're doing it in the morning and at night, which is 4 minutes, which means you're spending 23 hours a day of your teeth are defending themselves. And so 4 minutes a day on something that's so important to you. You want to know the value of having white teeth? Let me take any picture of any individual that you know and take their teeth from pretty white to pretty yellow and see what kind of offenses that makes. And so anytime it's easier for a dog to have whiter teeth, that's a problem for me. This is a bleaching gel. We wanted to start with what we knew. When we talked about the competitors earlier, everybody has a way of doing what they do, but we think that, you know, this is our wheelhouse. We know teeth whitening. So we know bleaching gel. We know that bleaching gel is a miracle product. One of the things about bleaching gel is not so much because it cleans teeth. I don't like it because it cleans teeth. I don't like it because it bleaches teeth. I don't like it because it's white. I like it because it kills bacteria, and it brightens the teeth, and it goes all the way to the pores of the teeth. It doesn't just clean the surface of your teeth. It's an amazing ingredient if it's used properly. We knew we had the bleaching gel. High intensity, pure blended, best carbon peroxide in the country. We have the best chemists. We've been with them for 15 years. We know every chemical that's out there. We know everything, all of its temperatures, when's it stable, when it's not stable, when it's effective, what ingredient, all that stuff. So we've come a long ways with the bleaching gel. But bleaching gel was the end of the problem. It was the last of the last. It was the last thing on the pile. We had to go to something else. This is our magic. It's a new serum. It's a cleaning serum. It's a serum that's designed to clean teeth. All it does is clean teeth. It cleans your teeth cleaner than they've ever been in their life. I absolutely promise you, if you pay attention to this serum, what you'll find is that there is a way to clean and brighten and polish teeth better, stronger, faster than you ever imagined. Why don't they use this serum just like they did the bleaching gel? It's 100% organic. So there are actually natural ingredients that are stronger than tartar, that's stronger than calculus, that's stronger than biofilm, that's stronger than bacteria, that's stronger than plaque, and it's not in a toothpaste. It's not fluoride, it's not triclosan, it's not a detergent. Why is it that these ingredients can actually work, but they're not working? So we have the first ingredient, which was bleaching gel. Now we have an amazing new ingredient that no one's ever really looked at, and we're very cautious about them coming to us with a chemical that can clean teeth better than any hygienist. Anywhere. We can clean teeth better than anybody. We believed in this. We believed in the bleach. We believed in the serum. Why is it not fallible? When they wouldn't do teeth whitening, a soccer mom would go to the dentist. Dentist would put their teeth in a dam, and then they would dry the teeth with air, and they would paint on bleaching gel. 30 minutes later, hour later, they'd go, okay, rinse her off, and she'd go. And a week later, she wants to come back. Then she wants to come back every 2 or 3 months. The doctor goes, basically what you want me to do is keep your teeth bleached. But you want to keep coming back. Think about it. If you've only got so many chairs, you can't keep having the same person come back all the time. It becomes a salon. It's a day spa. I got to go to the doctor on Tuesday to get my teeth bleached again. Or every time they have an event, they call and get their nails done, get their stuff done. Oh yeah, and schedule me with the dentist. I want to get my teeth bleached. The dentist real quickly said, whoa, 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 whoa. We can't have them coming in every week. Let's figure out a way to take this bleaching gel and give them a tray. I do know that the philosophy works. They had a problem and they fixed it with the bleaching tray, and they fixed it for soccer moms. Why is it that they fixed it for soccer moms, but they didn't go, I've got some clients that aren't in my neighborhood, but their teeth are dirty. And there's some ingredients out there that'll clean their teeth. So we knew that when they created a tray, we had to have our own tray. You've got the tooth, and you've got tartar, and you've got calculus. What I want you to know is that the ingredients in that serum are stronger than the ingredients on the teeth. In other words, if you were to put a fight between the calculus and the tartar, who's going to win? The serum or the tartar and the calculus? Or the decay or the plaque or the biofilm? The serum wins every time. In the same way, if you put bleaching gel on a tooth, the tooth is always going to get whiter. It's not a matter of me saying so, it's a matter of science. Science says that carbon peroxide bleaches a tooth to the point that they're whiter. Well, science also says that these ingredients are stronger than a tartar or calculus. So what's happened is, what's the problem? If this is stronger, why doesn't it work? Every bleaching tray that exists has slava in it. You put gel in your mouth, you pull it out, you look at it, it's full of spit. The problem is the 98%, but every bleaching tray I've ever seen is defective the day it's made. And I know because I've made 100,000 of them. I didn't know they were defective. I didn't know they can be improved. There's a medium. What you don't know is the slava in your mouth is too strong. It's too amazingly strong. It's kind of like a three-way fight. The slava is designed to protect the mouth. The mouth doesn't know it needs to be protected. The enzymes in your mouth are designed to kill the stuff in your mouth. It's not going to last long enough to do the job. They knew it with bleaching trays. They knew it with teeth whitening. The enzymes in the mouth are going to create a contaminated environment to where they're defenseless. If it's full of spit, it's contaminated. Starts the whole process over again. The reason why soccer moms benefit from it is because they don't need but 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The problem is the people that we serve, the people that we're starting over, they're not coming to us with clean teeth. One of the things I wanted you to know is that the average person doesn't know how bad their teeth are. This job's not bad, it's average. I hate to say it, but it's average. And you go, well, my teeth aren't that bad, until you start looking at them. Or they're real white on the front, but you look at the crevices. And maybe it's a little more excessive than average, but we can't get too much worse. These are the people that are asking for teeth whitening because teeth whitening is something they can do today, and what they want is teeth cleaning, and teeth cleaning will get their teeth whiter. I absolutely guarantee you that if the average client knows that they need something more, and we had a bleaching tray, we were ready to get started. Man, we were ready to go. We thought we have the serum, we have the bleach, we have the formula, and we were going, let's just go with the bleaching tray. Let's just do the regular bleaching tray. We'll just make them best we can. What we found out is that we're going to be back in the same situation. It's going to work for some of the people, but not perfect. We had to create a new tray. We now have a new infusion tray. This infusion tray is so incredibly different that it forces into the tooth. It's not comfortable, but it's tight. And when you wear it, it cleans the teeth. And then after you've cleaned the teeth, now what's happened is we believe that it softens tartar, it softens calculus, and it helps you control your own biofilm so that your mouth is always in a perfectly clean environment. And when you do that, you've done something that you couldn't do before, and it's done on a micro level. You got to realize that when I put this out, 25, 30 minutes from now, hundreds of thousands of doctors are going to see this webinar, and they're all going to have to form an opinion What do you think about this guy who's going to tell people they can clean their teeth? We wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't true. It is possible to detox your teeth. It is impossible for a hygienist to scrape your teeth as clean as you can get it yourself if you just have the right trays. I actually brought a copy of the Fusion tray today. You won't be able to see it too well, but I'll show it to you if you can. It's about 60% thinner than a bleaching tray. So you kind of don't feel it in your bite. And it has so much detail that, unlike any other bleaching tray, it's got incredible detail. And it snaps on. And when it snaps on, it's not fallible. It's not contaminated. Slava won't go in there. And when slava doesn't go in there, there's two people at the party. There's the tooth and there's the serum. If you invite the slava, party's over. It's done. It's not working. Slava takes over. It's too strong. The enzymes kill the party. And you have an infusion tray, seals the tooth. And when it seals the tooth, now you're not cleaning your teeth for 4 minutes. If you put this in your tray and you wear it overnight, you wake up in the morning, you pull it off, you look in the tray, it's still in there. It's still working. You have something on your teeth for 8 hours. You didn't clean your teeth for 4 minutes, and you're not mad about it. You're not mad about it. You did it for a week, you did it for 2 weeks, you did it for 3 weeks, and guess what? If you had buildup on the back of your mouth, now it's softer. All we needed was a tray. So we were so proud to be able to take these three products and bring them to market. We knew that if we came out with 3 products, we would be in the market. But there'd still be an argument. Because they go, man, that's great. My girlfriend, man, she's got the best hygiene. She used to go to the doctor all the time when we had the money before the baby was on the way. So she's teeth looks clean, but man, I hate to tell you this, but I got buildup on the back of my teeth, and this ain't getting it. I mean, it's making it softer, but every night I want to do something. I want to get it out. When you clean your teeth at the dentist office, they're only taking care of 70% of the bad. They're only moving 70% of what's there. They're leaving 30%. We knew we needed a set of tools. Now, the doctors are going to say weird things. They're going to say, you can't give tools to people. They're dangerous. I mean, they're dangerous. I mean, they're bad. I mean, it's a weapon. I mean, you could scrape your teeth. And let me tell you something. In our research, we realized that one of the things that were shocking to us is that the enamel of your tooth is the hardest surface of your body. Nothing stronger than your enamel. But they say nobody can mess with their teeth. Don't use tools on your teeth. It's a weapon of mass destruction. It's going to kill you. There's nothing that we do that wasn't unsafe at one time. How is it that you can go get all these other services done, but it's unsafe to have a set of dental tools? So when we came up with those 3 products, we said if we give them a set of dental tools, we beat the market. We've won. But what else could there be? What else could there be? What are we missing? What you have here is a dental polisher. Think about it. Every time anyone that you know has had their teeth cleaned, the 2 days they look forward to is the day that their teeth are polished. Now there's some huge advantages to teeth polishing. Teeth are made out of crystals, and crystals really aren't smooth like you think on a tooth. It's the biofilm that makes the tooth smooth, and the surface and the enamel. But there are some stains that are resistant. There are some women that really manicure their smile, but they can't get the last little bit. They can't get the little corners done. The only time they get to use that polisher is when they're at the dentist office. But why is it that there's not a product that you can find that'll help you be more beautiful that you can't find at Walmart or Target? Not one, until you try to find a polisher. There's so many benefits to a polisher that there's absolutely no way it can be denied. If my teeth are smooth, they're not as attracted to calcium or tartar. They don't have as much plaque buildup. If they don't have plaque, they don't get tartar. If they don't get tartar, they don't get calcium. So they're going to continue to polish their teeth. And the doctors are going to go crazy. They're going to go absolutely crazy. They're going to say, you're giving them a weapon of mass destruction. I want to show you again this deal. This is what the weapon looks like. I couldn't be more proud of it. It's identical to the same prophy head that you would have in a dentist office. And guess what? We don't care if you go to the dentist office and get more prophy heads. We wholeheartedly believe that the number one problem with dentist office in the country is they're not approachable. So if 10,000 people had these, there'd be 10,000 people who can call a local dentist and say, "Doc, you got any prophy heads you can sell me?" It's the same quality handpiece polisher that you get, that you would see at a dentist office. The ones at the doctors aren't faster, they're not smoother, they're not more consistent, there's nothing better in the motor. They're just not freaking available. You couldn't buy these for love or money. If I gave everybody $5,000, I don't know how they'd come back without breaking into a dentist office, and it's crazy. It's insane. It's not my fault that it's the truth. I didn't want to be the guy that spent 6 months in Germany and China figuring out a way to convert a prophy head so that people can polish their teeth. I didn't want to be that guy. I promise you I didn't. I had a good life before, making smile makeovers and doing bleaching trays. But if I was going to reintroduce a bleaching tray, then I'm going to reintroduce a serum, and I'm going to do an infusion tray, and I'm going to introduce tools. I'm not going to leave it to where people can't have an average. Think about the college kids. Imagine the times that they would have polished their teeth. Life is about advantages. There's not a 20-year-old in the country that's going to go out for special events that doesn't want to have one thing that makes them look a little shinier, a little more polished than the next person, and that's been deprived. We couldn't be more humble to be able to actually put it together. But this thing needs to be made available, and when you put it in your drawer, it's guarded. We have the same infection concern that a doctor would have. We want them to be able to remove that head. We want them to be able to put it back on. But if a family uses it, you can put a sleeve over the metal part, you put the prophy head back on it, and guess what? It's just as if it was brand new for you. So when you buy it, you can buy it for your wife, or buy it for your daughter, or buy it for your family. And now they're polishing their teeth in areas that make them think that it's just not going to be that way. And guess what? It gets a little worse and a little worse. And then they start smoking, or then they go on an event, or they start dating somebody else, or they start working different hours. And next thing you know, they're in trouble. And that's when they get in trouble. That's when it comes a warfare, of class warfare. Are they closer or further apart than where they need to be in order to not have decay? We have to prevent decay in this country. I think you can imagine the advantages. Think of all the 20-year-olds who can polish their teeth. Think of all the 15-year-olds that grew up polishing their teeth, and that they used a serum, and they used a bleaching gel, and they did it at home, and they did it with the tray that was effective. This is the tooth at a nano level, what we call nanotechnology under a microscope. You see the cylinders. If you're able to polish these cylinders, let's say you use the serum and you infuse it. That infusion goes into that tooth. When it comes out of that tooth, it's a clean tooth. Now you get to polish it. And when you polish it, the surface becomes smooth. And so a polisher is so undervalued as part of oral care. And for a family, it's just not that expensive. They're just so incredibly valuable that there's just so much value into a polisher. These things shouldn't have to be where no one can do anything. If I did the first three, he's made an investment, he's put energy and effort, he's doing some things, but these should be able to be cured. And it shouldn't take that much. It took us going 2 more steps. Now I think you can see why we do the tools. And now I think you can see why we do the polisher. The polisher will actually move some of this stuff. This was one of the reasons why we decided that we wanted to go forward. This was the motivation that we had to said that we're not going to start at 3. We're going to go ahead and go to 5. We're not going to let people tell us that these are weapons and that we shouldn't tell people what we know and that you're going to get in trouble if you tell people to clean their own teeth. It's a pretty tragic story. An 8-year-old, her name's Raven Blanco. She stopped breathing when she went to the doctor because she received treatment. They sedated her because she was scared of the dentist. During that treatment, she stopped breathing. She became unresponsive due to the sedation. Her family watched as the dentist tried to save her, but there was no way to retrieve her. She couldn't revive her. She's 8 years old. Raven Blanco should not have had to be afraid to go to the dentist. If the knowledge was available that people can clean their own teeth, her parents would have known how to clean their own teeth. And they would have known that Raven could have said, Dad, are my teeth clean? Am I going to get any cavities? And he could have had a conversation with her that said, baby, you're going to get to put your hand in a treasure chest, and you're going to get unicorns, and you're going to get stars and stickers because you have perfectly clean teeth. That can only be made available if the parents know. If the parents know, then their kids know. But when you're 8 years old and you're seeing the doctor for the first time and all he's going to do is clean your teeth, you should get stars. When we decided to call our process BILISTIC, you'll see that some of our stuff went to go ballistic because we wanted to change it to a movement that was dedicated to Raven Blanco. And that would be a movement where people would go ahead and join the movement and say, I understand why you want to go ballistic. It's the easiest movement you'll ever have to support, and let me tell you why. You only have to decide whether you believe it, and you only have to tell the people on your phone. If you just look at the people who are important to you, that you have a good enough casual conversation. And so you just start checking on the people you care about, and you go, man, I'm just worried. Is there any calculus? Is there any tartar? Is there too much plaque? How's the biofilm? Then you understand that there's a reason to go ballistic because you don't know whether to be glad that you have a solution or to be mad that it took you your whole life to figure it out. You should know now, but you should have known before, and you should have known before, and you should have known before. Last thing I want to say is if you had this before and someone takes it away from you, you can have the tools and you can have the trays, but you can't have the polisher. Or you can have the trays and the gel and the serum, but you can't have the dental tools. Automatically, you're not mad. People go ballistic. If we knew what we knew today, we would have a different story about Raven Blanco. And so I think you can see why we decided to say that it was time to go ballistic. Thank you very much, guys.